Live from WKMG, Local 6 News starts right now.
An angry dad takes action, beating this guy until he's out cold. What the dad says he caught him doing that led to the beatdown.
But first, a grudge match after a 75-year-old woman is possibly raped inside a nursing home. And tonight, we're digging deeper into this investigation and this nursing home's troubled past. I'm Ginger Gadsden in for Lisa Bell.
And I'm Matt Austin. Now, we broke this story last night at 11 o'clock after we learned a terminally ill 75-year-old woman with dementia somehow contracted a sexually transmitted disease. Daytona Beach's police chief told us the nursing home isn't fully cooperating with the investigation. This all centers around Daytona Beach Health and Rehab on 3rd Street. Investigator Mike DeForest has been looking into the home's troubled past, but we start with Lauren Korn, who broke this story last night at 11. Lauren, police are back out there this evening, and it appears they may have the upper hand now.
Possibly, I believe so. The police chief says he's now filing a federal complaint claiming this nursing home has refused to let his department investigate a claim that someone sexually abused an elderly woman.
You are not required to get a search warrant. You are not required to get a subpoena. You are asking for information to investigate a sexual battery. For them to turn you down, and I want it, he said, I want it recorded on body camera because they're way off target here.
Police say a 75-year-old terminally ill woman with dementia contracted an STD at the Daytona Beach Health and Rehabilitation Center earlier this month. But an attorney for the nursing home says they conducted their own investigation and did not find a thing.
We found that there was no evidence whatsoever that any sexual abuse or any kind of sexual assault had occurred in the facility.
Chief Chitwood says he was never informed of their own investigation and plans to continue his own criminal investigation. Now, I just spoke with the chief moments ago. His officers just left the nursing home, and they went in there with their body cams, and again, they were refused. The nursing home refused to cooperate with them, so now they're going to send that tape to the Inspector General, and if this nursing home does not comply with this federal law, they could be slapped with a $50,000 fine.
All right, Lauren Korn, thank you.
And our team coverage continues with investigator Mike DeForest. Mike, this nursing home, it's been in trouble with the state before.
That's right, Ginger, twice in the past 7 years. In fact, just a few weeks ago, Florida's Agency for Healthcare Administration, or AHCA, issued a $22,000 fine against the Daytona Beach Health and Rehabilitation Center and downgraded their license. That's because the facility did not meet state requirements.
The facility is under fire for improperly documenting the care of 3 different patients, one who was on dialysis, another who needed a catheter, and a third who was on medication. AHCA issued a fine for those violations, saying the facility's noncompliance has caused or is likely to cause serious injury, harm, impairment, or death. The rehab center was also fined for an issue involving a medication dosing, a problem the state required them to fix immediately. As a result of those violations, AHCA tells me the Daytona Beach facility will be on their nursing home watch list for the next 2.5 years. I spoke with the attorney for the facility in a conference call this afternoon. Rick Harris says new leadership has been brought in and has made changes.
As part of that conditional license, the facility has to go through a full state inspection every 6 months. They just went through one of those cycles, and they just on the 10th of this month received a letter saying they're fully in compliance.
Now, for those of you with loved ones in nursing homes or maybe just trying to make that difficult decision, much of the information that I uncovered today is available to you. You just need to know where to look. There is a state-run website which you can search by county, facility, and inspection rating, and even dig deeper to find out about recent complaints. We've made it easy for you to get to that site. We've put a link to all of the information on our Facebook page right now. Ginger, Matt.
So, Mike, the downgraded license was issued well before these latest allegations. What could happen now?
Well, I talked to a spokesperson for AHCA today, and she tells me that they are aware of the allegations. She says all decisions are made on a case-by-case basis, but says the center could eventually have its license suspended or even revoked.
All right. We know there's much more to follow on this one, Mike. Thank you.
Well, we're staying on top of breaking news out of Volusia County this evening. An 8-car crash on I-4 westbound. Look at that. It's between DeLand and Daytona Beach. These are live pictures now from our Department of Transportation camera. I-4 west at mile marker 124 is where this is happening. You can see the cars lined up next to the median there. It appears to be some sort of chain reaction and a huge bug on that lens there. Again, 8 cars involved, but we're hearing no one was seriously hurt. The big problem right now, it's backing up traffic for miles, and you know it's a busy Friday afternoon. Of course, we're going to keep an eye on this and bring you any updates throughout this newscast. Also developing tonight, a man hired and trusted to work with children is now accused of molesting them.
Yeah, at 5, we told you 3 girls have come forward claiming Sylvester Johnson, this guy, touched them inappropriately. Johnson works at Boys and Girls Club in Kissimmee. New at 6, we're getting reaction from a family whose child went to that club regularly. Eric Sandoval talked to them. He's live in Kissimmee for us tonight. Eric, they don't seem to think he did it.
No, you know, they want to see more evidence. They don't buy it at all, Matt. Sylvester Johnson is this guy's name. He is here at the Osceola County Jail. A judge denied him bond earlier today. That means he's staying here. One little girl, though, who goes to the Boys and Girls Club there, says that he shouldn't be here at all.
Because it's ridiculous. Also ridiculous. He's not that type of person.
Naya Cromer is talking about this man, Sylvester Johnson, a program assistant at the Kissimmee Boys and Girls Club who stands accused of inappropriately touching at least 3 girls.
We are never alone with him in any type of way that another adult is around him. So I don't see as to how he could have touched a child that way.
The first girl to report what Coach Sly allegedly did says it happened when she borrowed $1 from him for a snack. She says he brought her to a closet where she got that $1. Kissimmee police say he then hugged the child, ran his hands down her back, and eventually squeezed her buttocks. 2 more girls have come forward saying the same thing happened to them. And investigators fear with 300 kids at camp every day, there could be more. Boys and Girls Club tells me they complete the strictest background checks possible by an employer. And Johnson had just gone through one last month and came out fine. They've had to suspend him now until the investigation is done.
The boys will be playing basketball. He'll give them tips. He'll make sure we're okay. He'll talk to some of us, give us advice. You know, I would never think that he would be accused of something like this, and I think it's ridiculous that he is.
Back out here live at the Osceola County Jail, Boys and Girls Club leaders met with parents last night to assure them that they are handling this situation. They also say they're ready to provide counseling to any of the children should they need it. Matt, Ginger.
Eric, situations like this can lead to some really tough discussions. How are Boys and Girls Club leaders talking to the kids about it?
Well, we asked the CEO that question today, Matt, and he basically said they're not talking to the kids about it. They want to leave that up to the parents. Their goal today was to provide an atmosphere where nothing was wrong. They wanted to make it as unupsetting as possible for these kids. Matt.
All right. Eric Sandoval live for us in Kissimmee. Thank you.
Well, tonight, the guy you see over my shoulder is bruised, swollen, and sitting in jail. A dad says he caught him sexually abusing his son, so he beat him up and then called for help.
I got him in a bloody puddle for you right now, officer. And I walked in, his was out, he had pants down. I didn't proceed to ask any more questions, sir.
Police found that man, Raymond Frolander, motionless on the dad's living room floor. Here's how he looked as he was booked into jail. The swelling didn't go down a whole lot by the time he faced a judge earlier today. Frolander lives next door, and police say he was regarded as a family friend. He is now charged with sexual battery. And that father's angry 911 call went on for several minutes. You can listen to the whole thing on clickorlando.com. You'll find it under top stories.
Some mixed news on the job front tonight. Florida's unemployment rate is down, but it's still higher than the national average. More than 37,000 Floridians found jobs last month, bringing the unemployment rate down to 6.2%. That's still higher than the national average of 6.1%. Over the past year, Florida has created more than 237,000 jobs.
Tonight, a sign of change at a popular park in Orange County. We snapped this picture this morning showing the sign of Lake Baldwin Park. It's better known to many as Fleet Peoples Park, named after a well-known swim teacher and swim coach at Rollins College. But earlier this week, the city of Winter Park voted to to change the name after the Orlando Sentinel reported several women came forward claiming Peoples molested them. Peoples died in 1993.
Marion County school leaders looking at a new way to meet class size requirements. The school board has reportedly given the go-ahead to start open enrollment. This is interesting. Now, according to Ocala.com, parents could request their student go to a school of their choice. As long as there are vacant seats available, parents have to provide the transportation. According to the report, by using open enrollment, the district can avoid hiring 185 new teachers, which would cost the county about $8.5 million. Well, the rain is taking a break.
But the heat is not. It is going to feel like a summertime sauna this weekend, Tom.
Yes, it is. Take a look over my shoulder tonight, gang. Not a whole lot of rain out there. One little speckle in Volusia County. But what happens when it doesn't rain? It gets hot. I'll tell you how hot it's going to be when the rain makes a comeback. Straight ahead.
And just in, the calls for help made after a plane crashes through the roof of a local building. You'll hear from the people who saw it all happen. Plus,
a chef with a clean record. We go behind the kitchen door of a local restaurant that is so good, even the inspectors love paying it a visit. We'll tell you why coming up.
Remember, Local 6 News is always on clickorlando.com, your smartphone, and your tablet. Take us with you. Blinding rain.